Well, Pizza Tower is a little over a year old now. And man, I feel old. Really old saying that. So Pizza Tower is a fast-paced 2D platformer inspired by the Wario Land series with an emphasis on movement, exploration and score attack, featuring highly stylized pixel art inspired by the cartoons from the 90s and a highly energetic soundtrack. But what if I told you that's the bare minimum of what this is? So in this review, we'll go over almost everything with Pizza Tower, and I mean everything. So let's go back to where it all began. Okay, so McPig, the main creator of Pizza Tower, made a small little game called Pizza Massacre. He put gameplay of it on his YouTube channel, but that barely went anywhere. And now, instead of Peppino being a deranged pizza man killing demon pizza toppings, he's just a funny little guy who has anxiety from his pizza place being threatened by a flying pizza man. What? Oh. Yeah, I should get to the story. Nah, more on that later. But basically, here's the rest of Pizza Tower's story. PTG, or Pizza Tower Guy, aka McPig, cancelled Pizza Massacre and started work on Pizza Tower. Later, a bunch of builds were made that you can play right now. I'll leave links to them in the description. The Patreon for Pizza Tower happened. I can't give you links to those builds. Sorry. The YouTube existed as well, by the way. Also, if you were wondering, it was made on the 3rd of June 2018. Until it finally happened. On January 26th, Pizza Tower was released. Upon the couple of weeks it had released, it had crowds worth of praise for the game. YouTubers played it, YouTubers reviewed it, memes were made. At the time, Pizza Tower was arguably the most popular indie game of 2023. And me having found Pizza Tower near the end of 2022 via the Sage demo, I had to get my hands on it as soon as it came out. 2 months after it came out, that is. I mean, hey, at least I got it when it's still popular. But now, on to the next segment. So, this will be the shortest segment, so buckle up. Okay, there's this guy called Peppino Spaghetti, yes, that is his full name, who's chilling, relaxing, maxing all cool, until some flying pizza face is like, lil bro, if you don't skedaddle up this tower, I'm about to blow up your entire restaurant with the people inside, because I know you hate those monster Yelp reviews. But then Peppino's like, oh no, and then the game starts. I told you it'd be the shortest segment.
Why they saying you ate a treat if you ain't eat a treat from... Did you eat... I'ma ask you again. Did you eat a treat from right here? No. Alright.
This game is one of the best controlling games I've ever played. It's smooth like butter. And trust me, I eat 4 sticks of butter on the daily, so I know how smooth this game is to control. But there are so many damn moves in this game, it's unreal. So, here is a list of all the moves you can do. Uppercut, slide, crawl, super jump, spin in the air, dive downwards, long jump, grab, mock run, climb up walls, shoulder back out of the super jump. Sorry, I can't list all of the moves in this game. I just can't. Oh, and there are more moves in the cut content of this game.
Pipe bomb, so good. I wonder to fancy.
This game's graphics are an easy 9 out of 10. In some reviews, I heard people think the game looks a bit ugly at first glance, but honestly and respectfully, I don't see it. And when the game does look ugly, I mean, that's the point. Its art style is based off of old Nickelodeon shows which look ugly at times, or even creepy. As we all know, SpongeBob is probably the best example of that. But in all the fairness, you don't hear that complaint that often. But the animation is one of the best parts of this game. The animation is objectively 10 out of 10, and I know that's a really ballsy thing to say, but honestly, I don't know how you could say this game's animation is bad. It's got no choppiness, almost none of the frames have weird errors, unless you're Kolobi Productions and think smear frames are animation errors. But with that said, let's venture on to the next segment. Okay, so with this part, I'm gonna do things my own way. This part will be divided into 2 parts, the actual review and then a lightning round of what I think of all the levels at the end. Anyway, on to the review. With the start to the game, we start off with a normal ass tutorial. It's not the best tutorial in the world as it leaves out some of the moves, but it gets the job done. And after that, we are good to explore the first floor, which is a pretty good start to the game. But to beat a world and get to a new floor, you at least have to beat 3 of 4 levels in a world because of these cute little things in them called tokens, which give you money at the end of a stage. And I gotta say, I like almost every level of this game because of the fresh ideas they introduced to the game, like the transformations in almost every level, which like Wario Land 2 and 3, you have to interact with a unique object or enemy in the level to get one. One of my favourite transformations by far being this funny little pizza box transformation, which smushes Peppino into a pizza box like he's from Ohio or something. Which smushes Peppino into a pizza box like he's Play-Doh. Like I said, he's just a funny little guy. But in all the levels, I don't think there's a single gimmick slash transformation that I don't like. Seriously, that's how good I think this game is. But with that done, we move on to the first boss, and this game perfects the bosses in this game. And for the one boss I don't like that much, I've still got to admit it's better than most 2D platforming bosses. But if you care about spoilers and don't want to be spoiled on anything anymore, pause the video and go buy the game on Steam. Now, with the first boss, who's named Pepperman of all things, is actually the best first boss in a 2D platformer, in my opinion. Hands down.
Oh, but why is he so good? He is so easy. I beat him on my first try.
Bro, I see Dark Souls on your Steam library. Nah, but seriously, the reason I like this boss is how it eases you in so good and just says, nah, Cuphead time, and goes for round 2. But first, I gotta explain more. For his first attacking phase, he does a shoulder bash, which is a clear reference to the game this game is based off of, which is a nice detail. But his attack is super simple and easy to dodge. But anyway, you gotta hit him when he's stunned from ramming into a wall. But he does the same attack again. This time he turns around, making you have to adapt to what he's doing. You could say it's cheap, but it's kind of genius, making you think you have figured everything out, just for him to make a beeline towards you, forcing you to dodge and figure everything out. For his next attack, he'll ground pound in an attempt to crush him. It's simple, hit him 2 times when he's stunned. But the next attacking phase, he mixes it up again. The next time he does the same attack, but when you go to hit him, he leaps up in the air, forcing you to quickly think about how to attack before he hits you. This leaves your mind to wander around and try to find the right attack. And if you explore the hub more after levels, an NPC called the Pizza Granny will appear and grace you with wisdom. Some of it is pure bullcrap, but she can sometimes give you tips and teach you new moves, one of them being a rising uppercut that you have to use on Pepperman. So if you're a prehistoric gamer like me, you'll use the uppercut, which you use to beat the attack phase. Then a block appears that you have to carve a statue out of with that grab I mentioned earlier, and that's basically it. The fight repeats and you beat him. But something cool I haven't mentioned, after you win and collect the key to the 2nd floor, a ranking animation plays, which you can get these 6 ranks: D, C, B, A, S, and the glorious. He ran! To say this is an achievement for the gods is an understatement. This achievement is so hard, the Halloween update for the game had to patch it. I am not joking. This puts your knowledge and skill, hell, even text of this game to the test. But beware, you are not getting anything but an achievement, a secret level, and a sound test for this. It truly is an achievement for the worthy. Or maybe I just but anyway, back to what I'm saying. That's why I like Pepperman so much. He's simple, but at times he forces you to use techniques last minute and use your abilities to the fullest in levels and battles. That's why he's my favourite first boss in gaming, and to me, it's not really close. I've never had a boss in a video game teach me the fundamentals and how to use my abilities in the game to the fullest like Pepperman has. But what if the next boss said, nah, I'm gonna give you a gun and now you have to fight me with no tutorial? So, if you've played a Mega Man game, you instantly know what's up. All I can really say is it teaches you how to use a gun. In game, and it's chaotic. But would you be shocked if the person who was almost 100% his Cuphead didn't like this boss as much as the others? While I like Mega Man, I don't like Mega Man. Hold on, let me explain before you rip me apart in the comments. I like the world and art style, even the concepts of Mega Man. But in my opinion, a lot of besides 2, 4, 5 and 6 are pretty flawed games. Even the games I just mentioned are kind of flawed. Don't get me wrong, these games are fun in their own right, and just because I said I didn't like them doesn't mean you have to not like them. But in my opinion, I don't like them that much, and I don't even think OG Mega Man games are particularly bad games, but I do think they are just mid at the end of the day.
But what does Mega Man have to do with Pizza Tower?
Well, a lot of things actually, but the bosses in Mega Man, in my opinion, are pretty alright. But Vigilante, the boss I'm talking about by the way, is like a better Mega Man boss. He's less chaotic than 1, no more of that awful bullet spam and random jumping over the screen. but I still aren't a massive fan of the boss, and it could be improved a bit. Like, what if instead of the room just going dark out of nowhere for the second phase, a little cutscene played of the vigilante shooting the gun out Peppino's hands, with the gun flying off screen, making a leather sound play, followed by cartoony bonk sound. And it makes sense as well. It's a cartoony type chain reaction event which switched off the lights, explanation of why the lights went off, and now you have to fight without your gun, which will teach you to adapt to random things happening, but also make you quickly have to adapt and find new ways to attack him. Again, I am no game designer, but this is how I'd remake the vigilante boss. And plus, this prepares for the final boss, which I'll explain a bit more when I get there. Now, the noise is a whole different beast. This Domino's looking guy is, well, again, like I said, a whole different beast. While the other two bosses had set patterns, this boss has random AI. And now you see, that's what I meant by now you have to fight without your gun, which will teach you to adapt to random things happening, which is this boss. There is nothing I can say about the pattern because there is none, but this one really makes sure you fully know how to adapt and use the moveset to your advantage. All I can say is this. This is the ultimate rival battle between silly little guys. And the way that the noise gets defeated is pretty funny to me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, buy the game! Fake Peppino section. I was hoping not to do any more segments, but Fake Peppino has so much mystery to him. He kind of needed his own spot on here. I'm not really going to talk much about the boss, but more on the character, because this is my review, and I get to do whatever I want. And if you want to know more, buy the game now! Fake Peppino is a refreshingly creepy part of this game, and can show how good McPig is at drawing horror villains. But this is a special case of horror villain, because as the name says, he is kinda like you at the end of the day. All of his attacks he does are just upgraded parts of your abilities, stripping you of all of the uniqueness Peppino had in the beginning of the game. Now your hardest challenge faces you head on, yourself. You are physically stopping yourself from moving on. This is a prime example of Pizza Tower doing something on accident and makes the game better and a tiny bit more inspiring in a way. I know it sounds weird, but bear with me. I'm going to go on a yapping session here. I might be looking into it a bit too hard, which I probably am. I was even laughing when I wrote this script. But Fake Peppino is the embodiment of sometimes the biggest obstacle in life is you. And that's a fact for some people. And that's a hard thing to overcome, even for Peppino. But to be fair, Peppino is fighting an unbeatable monster who'll resort to eating him alive if that's what he has to do to win. So I gotta admit, there's a bit of a difference. Maybe just a tiny bit. Lore time! What I can gather for this big brain game theory, the complete game theory, is this. Fake Peppino is a Peppino clone that must have broken out of the war level. Thinking he's Peppino, he rather A, kills a guy for his restaurant, B, finds an abandoned pizza place and rebrands it to Peppino's Pizza 2. And Pizza Face builds a portal to this sequel, knowing there's a creepy like Peppino demon that'll trap or kill the real Peppino in there. But let's get real. With all the stuff Peppino has endured, he's most likely immortal. But Peppino can surprisingly hold off this creature good enough for him to chase Peppino on the last ditch effort to stop him from escaping. And that's basically all I can say without entering hyper, uber, omega, universal fanfic levels of lore and writing, or coming off as a Pizza Tower lore expert, which I am not. Hell, I don't even like to figure out hidden lore for games. The final boss. After the journey, facing and overcoming yourself, after mastering almost every move, getting all the money, and reaching the final gate, you climb up to the top of the tower to face this absolute menace. You're expecting him to have like a bajillion health bars, but no. He's just Bowser from Mario World. After beating him, a cutscene plays of this weird ass clown head with pizza for a head. What? Oh wait, his name's Pizza Head. Okay, so meet Pizza Head. If you thought Pizza Face was a menace, wait till you see this guy. I'm honestly surprised he's rocking those black Air Forces, because bro is a menace. You even got him tweaking and stuff. Ain't no way you're telling me he casually pulls out a part of a level. Ain't no way he's breaking the fourth wall, pulling out the hood. Bro even got out the blicky, trying to game end himself. Bro does not care about himself or others. He is one of the menaces of gaming history. And the worst part, he isn't even trying. He's just playing with you. He's not even using his full power. Low-key, despite it being another Mega Man good one, it's a solid 8 out of 10 phase. But once you beat him, that's when the real fight starts. Bro fakes death, gets resurrected, then to try and escape an absolute beatdown, grabs the crew thinking there is Ginyu Force or something. But bro, for real, shouldn't have done that. Peppino all mad. It's to fight all these goobers again. Screams so loud, yet the earth quaking. Thunder started striking, and Peppino just lunges at my man Pepperman, the goat of boss battles. Starts hitting him with those consecutive punches, kicks, bites. After folding the squad like a lawn chair, he beats the pizza out of Pizza Head. Had him shivering so much, bro went back in time to the previous build, making himself try harder to kill this man. But he could not stop the immovable Peppino Spaghetti. When you hear that game, you might laugh. But when I hear that name, I think of Sigma Mayo. After delivering the last blow to this man, Peppino just doesn't stop. Peppino starts doing all the moves in the book to this man, punching Pizza Head so hard they're ascending, until after countless blows, you grab this guy and put him in the universal pile driver. After landing, you go down a crack you made in the tower, and for the finale, you run down the tower, saving all the friends and enemies. So after the final Pillow John with one of the best songs in the game. But after leaving the pizza tower, you know you're finally done with it, and you've saved your pizza place from disaster. I swear, this ending is hype every time. But then, roll credits, and we are done. So, in conclusion, what I think about all the levels, in order, is John Gutter, 8 out of 10, Peachscape, 8 out of 10, Ancient Cheese, 6 out of 10, Blood Source Dungeon, 9 out of 10, Oregano Desert, 8 out of 10, Waste Yard, 8 out of 10, Fun Farm, 9 out of 10, Fast Food Saloon, 6 out of 10, Crust Cove, 8 out of 10, Golf, 9 out of 10, Gnome Forest, 7 out of 10, Deep Dish 9, 7 out of 10, Oh, 7 out of 10, RRF, which I'm not going to pronounce because it is a mouthful, is 9 out of 10. Peppy Bot Factory, 7 out of 10. Pig City, 8 out of 10. Pizza Scare, 3 out of 10. War, 10 out of 10. And Don't Make a Sound, 10 out of 10. Game, honestly, 9 out of 10. And that's not my bias speaking. I genuinely think this game is a 9 out of 10. And it's a must play if you want to play like some of the best games from 2023. But seriously though, if you made it to the end and you still haven't got the game, seriously, you should buy this game. It's really good and I think you'll like it. Wait, no. Don't cut me off for the outro.